Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going to do some more blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you about technology that is hidden from us humans, but is being used, and it is being used to hurt us. This technology is known as thought amplification devices. So, how does it work? Exactly that way. It takes a human thought and it amplifies it and sends it out into the world. Who is using this and what are they using it for? People are using this to harass other people. Primarily, that's what it's being used for, harassment purposes. It is being used, generally speaking, to harass those people who are working very hard to help the planet. In other words, definitely people who are very low vibrations are amplifying very low vibrations, very nasty thoughts, vibrating them using technology and sending it out to target people to hurt them. Is it a military technology? It could be, but it could also be used for basically anyone who's got a grudge against other people. How come we haven't heard about this? I'm telling you about it now. And I want to tell you the truth. I'm one of the people they're using it against because I have had horrible, horrible, horrible interactions with these machines. It is a hard thing to come to grasp that people can use horrible technologies like this to really hurt others. In search of anything else to tell you, how do you block these thought waves? So far, I have not figured out a way. But if we are ever going to really understand what's going on the planet, we have to understand the technologies that are going to be used against you. These technologies are going to make you unbelievably miserable because that is the plot that is being hatched. A plan to torture all of the people on the planet 24 hours a day. And that is where we are going. So I just want to let you know because a lot of times when I talk about demonic people, it's because I experience them. And I'm not experiencing them as another physical person. It is these technologies sending out these kinds of things to me. Is it run as a computer system? I think it's primarily being used as some nasty person putting their stamp of approval on targeting certain people on the planet. And how they're going about doing it, it's pretty much a very high technology thing. And you know, when you put science to work on problems like this, sooner or later they're going to come up with a gadget. And then they can hook it up to automate it so they don't even have to have a human operator. So you basically have a computer that's sending out thought waves that are targeted at humans. It's never going to be anything other than something you need to know. So, how are we going to go and find these machines and disable them? Primarily, we're going to rely on a lot of help from you. Because as you decide you don't want any more horrible, horrible stories coming out, and you research and you come to the conclusion it's very likely that the stories of the conspiracy theorists are true, we're going to have to do something about it. And what I always say is mostly what we have to do is become more and more aware. The more aware we become of these things being real, the more we take them, I was going to say seriously, but maybe not so seriously. Maybe more and more we're going to decide we are not going to be concerned about thought magnification devices. And because why? Because that's basically what we have to do. We have to become immune to all kinds of things on this planet. We have to become immune to everything. Everything on this planet has got a dangerous, sharp edge on it. So how are we going to do this? We are going to do this not together, one by one. One by one, we are going to work on ourselves. And does it mean that you won't be attacked by these devices? No. Probably what will happen is you're going to be attacked by these devices, and it's going to prompt you to really start a strong search to figure out, this is driving me crazy. This is driving me crazy. This is the number one issue I have in my life, is horrible, horrible, horrible. And it can come in the form of dreams at nighttime, horrible dreams. And during the daytime, it can be myriad of different ways. It can be attacking your body, shaking you. It can be horrible personalities projected into your mind. It's horrible. And so far, the only thing I can tell you about it is it's part of a plan to get you to decide you want to raise your vibration. And the plan is put in place because there doesn't seem to be any other way to get people motivated than to use force. Because people are very comfortable the way they are, and apparently they will never change. My question is, why do I always seem to get interrupted when I'm making videos? It's because it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be to get me to the point where I just stop making videos and stop doing blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's a cut. And you can check the gate. What else do we want to do? Print me a copy of this one. And we're going to review it in the back room to see whether this is good enough to go up in the public sphere. And once that's done, then we're going to release it to all major movie theaters so that you can watch blah, blah, blah again and again and again. I'm getting a lot of good information from this book. It's James Redfield, one of his sequel books to the Celestine Prophecy, Search for Shambhala. This is Search for the 11th Insight. And if I can get you here, how's this going to work? So we start off with Celestine Prophecy, then the 10th Insight. He made a book called Celestine Vision, and then the 12th Insight is another one, and this one is called The Secret of Shambhala. What do you learn in all these books? This one here talks about these thought amplification devices. And this one was published in 1999, so 21 years ago. James Redfield was talking about these devices. 21 years ago. Do you see how much we are censored from what we really have as technologies? It's unbelievable. Are there any wise people out there using these technologies? Yes. And are there some horrible people using these technologies? They don't want to say they're not horrible. I'm going to tell you they are absolutely despicable people that use these kind of devices on us. Are you going to be a despicable person or a lovely person? It's not even your choice. It's pretty much already been determined because people are unwilling to change their habits. People are unwilling to do anything other than hard to handle. People are everywhere. People who are unable to sense when you're busy. and they barge in on you in the middle of you being busy. In other words, they don't have enough consciousness. Is it their fault? Yes, it's their fault, because primarily the reason people don't use their mind is because they're insensitive to the needs of others. Insensitive to the needs of others. And you can't do anything about insensitive people because you can't make them more consciousness. There isn't any other way to put it. You can't make them more consciousness, because that's what they are. They are consciousness. And in the end, I'm kind of like a dog chasing my tail, because consciousness itself is running the whole show. Is it God? No, they say it's consciousness, because it's not some religious figure that's out to be granting you wishes if it likes to do it. Consciousness itself is running all of us. And some of us appear to be dumb and insensitive, and other ones appear to be stupid. Some other people kind of callous, some people narcissistic, some people the great brain, and some people are your family members. Some people are dog lovers, and some people don't prefer to have pets at all. And in other words, whether anyone watches these videos or not, it's not going to make anything different. Are there still people that are using thought amplification devices? It could be. Could be they're amplifying their thoughts so much that I'm speaking the thoughts for them. Have you had enough blah 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 for today?